Hi there, it's Catherine from Sunnyside Journals. I'm here with a little bit of a haul and a little visit. My husband and I went camping for the past few days, and to give myself credit, I've been a very good girl, not heading to the thrift stores in my own town, and that's a hard thing to do because I got quite a few really nice little thrift stores in the town where I live. I'm very lucky. But I've been trying really hard not to. But when we go out of town, when we go camping and I'm in a little town or village that I've never been to before and they've got a thrift store, I can't help but go in and see what I might find, especially in cottage country where I live here in Ontario. Many older people from the generation just prior to me, so my parents' generation, retired up to their cottages. So they packed up their houses, took everything to their cottage, and I find that those little towns, when those cottages are finally being resold, perhaps the owners have passed away or for whatever reason the cottages are being sold, there's a lot of really cool old stuff in the outer lying thrift stores, more so than finding old antique kind of things in the thrift stores closer to where I live. I'm in what's called the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, although I live probably about an hour east of Toronto, hour and a half east of Toronto, but it's still considered a bedroom community of Toronto. Because people can and do commute to go and work downtown. I don't, but my husband does. He's a good boy. Anyhow, so I found a few good little bargains when we were there. We went to Ferris Provincial Park, which is near Campbellford, Ontario. And Campbellford had a couple of little thrift stores. And then on our way home, we went a different route to get home, and I popped into one of my very few antique places that I will go into. I try to avoid them because they really are much higher priced than what I care to pay for things, because they're trying to earn a living, and so I don't blame them. But on the other hand, I like the thrill of the search when I go thrifting and looking especially for antique kind of ephemera, for junk journals, or even for items in my house. Part of the fun for me is actually finding it from a thrifty source and finding it for an amazing price. I love that. So anyhow, let's get into this. So I did find a couple of things at that little antique place, but I found most of my stuff at the Salvation Army in Campbellford. And hold on, let me sort these out so I go through them properly. And there was a cat rescue store in Campbellford, so I found a couple things there. So I got this at the Salvation Army, some double ribbon, blue and white, quite a bit of it. I'm not sure how much is here. It was just thrown like this into a bin, and I asked the woman how much, and she said, I don't know, 50 cents. And so I'm happy with that for 50 cents. I got 2 packages of stretch lace seam binding, and everything will get used. The lace will get used, the card that's inside the lace will get used, the labels will definitely get used. It must be older because there's no barcode on it, so that's got to be early 80s or prior. I may even use these plastic bags. That could maybe see if I can make a little tuck spot out of that. I love this, a corset repair kit. So it originally was from Kmart for 87 cents. I'll find something to do with that. Definitely with the garter straps, and also the packaging. Lady Milford corset repairs. I love that. That'll get used. That reminds me of your dainty elastic for underpants, Nancy, that you found a week or so ago. corset repair kit. Now, what else did I get? Oh, I got these in, well, I got a little needle. Lightbourne Avenue in Toronto. So, I like that. I always like when I have red and yellow beside each other. That's my favorite color combination. I got a whole bunch of these. I think I counted, I'm not going to do it again, 14. These are those old magazines called Work Basket. And there's just a little bit of everything in a Work Basket magazine. There's patterns for knitting and crocheting. There are recipes. There are little articles. Look at that. Isn't that cute? The advertisements are just hilarious. These seem to mostly be from 1954 and 1958. And I have a feeling, look at that, it was $1 a year. Christmas gift, or you could order a subscription to the Work Basket for $1 a year. $2 in Canada. Huh. We always pay more. Anyhow, I have a feeling, because none of them have their covers, and I have a feeling whoever was sorting through to donate this, rather than cutting off the name and address label, they just ripped the whole front cover off, which is a shame because the covers are just as cute. But I still don't mind all those magazines, and I will certainly, I think I may find a way to put together a few little happy mails for some people with those, which is really cool. Now, what did I get? Oh, at the Cat Rescue Thrift, I got this little book for 25 cents. 25 cents. It originated in Decatur, Illinois. Board of Education. I wonder how it ended up in Campbellford, Ontario. Isn't that interesting? I'm not sure how I feel about the illustrations, but they're colorful and bright and cheery, and for 25 cents I can figure. I love the cover. I love when hardcovers have an interesting cover as opposed to just a plain one color and then the title on the spine. So this will be fun to work with. I forget what year it is. Hold on, let me see. 1956. So 25 cents for that. Oh, I got one more thing. Hold on, I gotta take it off because I'm wearing it right now. I got a fun necklace. I love fun necklaces. And I got this at the Cat Rescue Thrift store. I pretty well every day, 29 out of 30 days a month, I'll have a fun necklace on. So, and I thought that one was cute. I like the bright red. My toenails are actually that color right now. So, let me put this back on. I wore that when I went out. I've already been out and visited my mom today, and I did her hair for her, so she feels fabulous. So the next little things I actually got at the antique shop. I found a book there, How to Care for Children, the Homemaker's Encyclopedia, How to Care for Children. I paid $2 for it. The end papers are cute. It looks like just a linen doily. The photos are beautiful in this, and I believe it is 1952. So I can do something with that, and for $2, that's fabulous, especially at an antique. Any other of the booths in this antique, they called it an antique mall, although this was a big old barn. These books like start at $8 and go up from there. So now here's, I was really happy to find this. This is one of the booklets that you could buy for 25 cents to start collecting your Red Rose tea cards in. Things come in bundles, eh? Because I just got my first set of tea cards last week. I mean, I collected them as a child, and then they were, who knows where they went when you move out of home and you only take what you need, and then mums and dads have to deal with the leftovers. So I know that they probably, who knows. Anyhow, so this little thing was, some of them aren't stuck anymore, and that's fine with me because I'll be pulling them all out. But I'll still use the book for something. Of 48 cards, 46 were still in it. So that's terrific. Now, I did pay more than what I usually will pay for something, but for me, getting these tea cards, which I've got a little thing for this, I paid $5. But that gave me 46 tea cards, and it also gave me this book, which I will use. So I'm happy with that. I don't mind that price. I make up for it with other things, like all those, 10 cents each for these made up for paying $5 for all those tea cards from Red Rose Tea. This is my favorite thing that I found. I found a at the antique place, which is why at first I thought this was mislabeled, mispriced, because it was in a clear plastic. Here it is. It was in a clear plastic bag, and it said Postcards, $10 for all. And I thought, wow, most places, most of the booths in this antique mart, postcards were starting at $3 and going up from there, $4, $5, $6, $8 for postcards. And this little bundle said $10 for all of them, and I snagged them. And they're beautiful. I won't go through all of them, but 36 antique postcards, and they're gorgeous. The color is beautiful. Most of them are to a woman named Charlotte Smith, and it looks like she lived in Trail, BC. But they're just beautiful, and lots for Easter, a lot for Christmas. Here's one for Thanksgiving. May melody make merry your Thanksgiving. And I love when there's a little note on the back. So there's just some beautiful old postcards. So 36 antique postcards for $10. I mean, that's just fantastic. And then this was also in it. So actually, I guess 35, because this little card was in it. Valentine greetings, and with a little home on it. It's just so cute. A lot of these are all embossed. They're just lovely. And now I love this, and I want to figure out a way to do it myself. I love how they did this. It's a little postcard wishing you a Merry Christmas, and it's two-sided. A peaceful and happy Christmas to you, but it's got this little fringe all around, glued all around the edge. So it's two-sided with a little fringe. And I just love that. That just warms my heart. So I'm going to try and replicate that with what I have on hand here. So that was one of my rare, amazing finds to find at an antique store. I'm very happy with that. So I guess my only other thing, I guess I'm just going to talk about how this little baby is coming along. So as some of you who follow me on Instagram know, I came up with the idea of Frankensteining, attaching the spine from another book onto this little old book. Cute little book. I forget what year it is, but it's a sweet little thing. But the spine on it, of course, now I can't find it. Here it is. The original spine was only 1/2 inch. And I wanted to be able to put more signatures into it, but it's so beautiful. I felt like it really deserved a beautiful rounded spine. And when I was fussy cutting that bird book, I looked at the spine on the book, which was in pristine, strong condition. And I thought, why can't I use that? And so I did. So I'll show you the inside here. This is the Tyvek I used to reinforce attaching the new spine to the old back and front cover, and then the fabric that I used to cover it. I believe it's drapery fabric. I have a huge bundle of it that I got at one of my thrift stores, and I believe this is drapery fabric, and I've got a lot of it, and it has tons of colors on it, but I particularly liked these blue flowers because it matches the covers. So that's what I've used on the outside of the spine. And I've got another little area here with the blue flowers. So when I sew in, I've got 3 signatures here. When I eventually sew these in, I'll be using the flower, the part of the fabric with the blue, although you won't see that much because it's only going to show in between when I sew those in, but I'll still know it's there. And then I'm going to use these for the end papers, and I'll do something with them, maybe put a pocket and an ex libris, I think. It's going to be a simple book. I really felt like I just wanted this to be simple and elegant. These are all tea-dyed and just ivory colored, tea-stained, various kinds, quilting paper, writing paper, bullet journal paper. Here's some from that gardening journal that I got a couple weeks ago. Guest book paper, ledger paper. So I think this is, I think it's going to be lovely. And I think I'm going to do minimal embellishing, just maybe with some tea-stained lace on a few of the edges. And this is also from a guest book, but I left it long so that these are going to be flip outs on every single signature. The front and the back page will flip out. I think that's going to, I always say gonna. Anyhow, I think this is going to look lovely. Sweet little book when it's done. But right now, lucky me, I have to go to the dentist. So wish me luck. Thanks for visiting, everyone. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.